ক্লাস 9, 10 আৰু 12 ৰ 25000ৰ অধিক ছাত্ৰ-ছাত্ৰী এতিয়া জ্ঞান পাণ্ডা এপত শিকি আছে। উচ্চ মানদণ্ডৰ শিক্ষাৰ বাবে এতিয়াই ডাউনলোড কৰক জ্ঞান পাণ্ডা এপ।
Hello guys, welcome again to the learning app Gyan Panda. We have done with the chapter 1, right? That is real number. So from today we are starting the polynomial chapter. Okay, I'm starting with some concept of polynomial. All right, let's start the class. Here we go. What we understand by the word polynomial. Okay, what is polynomial? So what is polynomial? It is an expression whose powers of the variable are whole numbers. Like suppose x square plus x plus 1. Here the variable is what? X. And if you see the powers are what? Here it is 2, here 1. Right? The powers are what? The whole numbers. Alright. Suppose twice x plus 1. Here also the power of x is 1, right? And 1 is a whole number. Now tell me, root x plus 1, will it be a polynomial? Yes, it is not. It is not a polynomial. Because why? What is the power of x? What exactly does this mean? Exactly it means that the exponent is 1 by 2. Here the power of x is what? 1 by 2. Alright, and here this one is called cubic root, and here the power is 1 by 3. Always remember this is the square root of x can be also written as x to the power 1 by 2, and cube root of x can be written as x to the power 1 by 3. Alright, so since 1 by 2 is not a whole number, that is why this is not a polynomial. Alright, to be a polynomial, that expression must contain only whole numbers as a power. Alright, the powers of the variable must contain only whole numbers. Alright, so this is polynomial. So next, do you know what is expression? Yes, let's check. First, to know what is expression, let's know what is term. This one is called a term. X square is a term, x is a term, and 1 is also a term. Alright, these two are called variable terms, and this one is called a constant term. Alright, so together this one is called what? Together this one is called an expression. Alright, together this one is called an expression, and only this one is called a term, and this one is called a term. Alright, that means what? The expression is a accumulation of 2 or 3 terms. Alright, do you know what is variable? Yes, we know, right? It is a quantity that can be changed. What is constant? Constant means a fixed quantity which is always fixed. Like all numerical numbers are what? Constant. Alright, and x, y, z, these numbers are unknown values are called, we taken them as a variable. Right, now what is monomial? What is monomial? Mono means one. A polynomial that have only one term, which have only one term, is called what? A monomial. Like twice x, it has only one term. X square, it is also have only one term. So these types of terms are called, all kinds of terms are called what? Monomial. Alright, what is binomial? Bi means what? 2. Alright, bi means 2. The term having 2 terms, that means an expression or a polynomial having 2 terms is called what? A binomial. Like it has how many terms? 2 terms, right? So this will be called what? A binomial. So on trinomials are what? It has 3 terms. Alright, and these all are what? All are called polynomial as a whole. Then we have to know the degree of a polynomial. Alright, so degree of a polynomial. What is degree of a polynomial? Highest power of the variable is called the degree of the polynomial. Suppose twice x to the power 4 plus 5x cubed plus x square plus 1. This is a polynomial, right? This is a polynomial. So what is the degree of this polynomial? The degree of this polynomial will be what? It is 4, right? Why 4? Because why 4? 4 is the highest power of the variable. 4 is the highest power of the variable. So now now what is linear polynomial? A polynomial whose degree is 1. A polynomial whose degree is 1. Degree is 1 is called a linear polynomial. And general form of a linear polynomial is ax plus b. Ax plus b is the general form of a linear polynomial. Okay, what is quadratic polynomial? Quadratic polynomial is a polynomial having degree 2 is called what? Polynomial. Quadratic polynomial. General form of a quadratic polynomial is what? Ax square plus bx plus c, where a, b, c are any constant and x is a variable. Here also a and b are any constant and x is a variable. This is how what is cubic polynomial. Cubic, here cubic polynomial means where the polynomials having degree 3 is called cubic polynomial. Alright, cubic polynomial. The general form will be D. This will be the general form of a cubic polynomial. Alright, now we have is what is 0 of a polynomial. Alright, very important, what is 0 of a polynomial. To know the concept of 0 of a polynomial, we have to know about the Cartesian plane. Now, in case of linear polynomial, what will be the 0? Exactly, first let's learn what is 0 of a polynomial. The 0 of a polynomial is a particular point. It is a particular point which satisfies the polynomial. Simply we can say it is a value of x that satisfies the polynomial. It is the what? It is the point on the x-axis where the graph of the polynomial intersects. Alright, so here it is a linear polynomial. Why it is called a linear polynomial? If you solve this kind of polynomials, then you will always get a linear line, that means a straight line. That is why this is called a linear polynomial. Okay, this is a form of linear polynomial. If you suppose, for example, if you solve this kind of polynomials, then always you will get a line get a straight line on this Cartesian plane. All right, suppose yb equals to twice x plus 3. Alright, okay, let y be equals to twice x plus 3. Let's say what will be the 0 of this polynomial. Alright, this is the solution table x, y. If you put 0 there, if the value of x is 0, y equals to 3. If the value of 1 is 1, value of x is 1, then it will be 5. If the value of the x is minus 3 by 2, then y will be 0. Alright, then y will be 0. How y will be 0 then? Y equals to 2 into minus this plus 3, right? So 2 can cut, minus 3 plus 3, that is 0. Alright, so if you see that this y equals to, when it becomes 0 when we take x is equals to minus 3 by 2 only. So this point will lie on this x-axis, right? This point will lie on this x-axis, right? So 0, 3, if we put the value 0, 1, 2, 3 somewhere there, okay, 0, 3, and 1, 5, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 somewhere there. All right, and it is what? Minus 1.5. This one will be like minus 1.5. Okay, so somewhere there. So if you join these points, then we will be getting a line like this. If you join these points, then you will be getting a line like this. Okay, so this point will what? This point will always lie at x-axis. Okay, and you will find only one such point that intersects this x-axis. There are, for this polynomial, there are no any other point that intersects and on this intersects this x-axis. Alright, minus 3 by 2 0, minus 3 by 2 0 is a point where where this equation or this polynomial satisfied. That is why this point, this particular point, can be called as zero of this linear equation, linear polynomial. This particular point can be called as zero of this linear polynomial. See what we get to learn, that the zero of a polynomial is a point, is just a point that intersects the x-axis, the x-axis. So always remember, the linear polynomial can have only one point as a zero. So next we have is quadratic polynomial. Alright, quadratic polynomial. The general form of quadratic polynomial we already learned, that is ax squared plus bx plus c. Alright, so let's take an example. Suppose y equals to x squared plus x squared minus thrice x minus 4. Let's make the solution table. Solution table. Alright, suppose this is x, this is y. Okay, if you put the value of x as 1, then it will be what? It will be 1 square minus 3 into 1 minus 4, that is 1 minus 3 minus 4. 1 minus 3 minus 4, that is minus 7 plus 1 to minus 6 only, right? Minus 6. If you put the value of x as x0, then it will be what? Minus 4. If you put the value of x as minus 1, then it will be minus 1 square minus 3 into minus 1 plus minus 4. That is 1 minus plus 3 minus 4. That is 4 minus 4, which is equals to 0. Right? 0 x y will be equals to 0. Again, okay. Again, if you put the value of x is equals to 4, suppose if you put the value of x equals to 4, then it will be 4 square minus 3 into 4 minus 4, which is 16 minus 12 minus 4, that is 16 minus 16, which is equals to 0. That is, you see here, when we are putting x equals to minus 1, y becomes 0. Again, when we are putting y equals to x equals to 4, y become 0. Y become 0, right? So if you plot the points like x, suppose somewhere there minus 6, it will here 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, 5 and 6 somewhere at this point. 0 minus 4, 0 minus 4, 0 minus 4, right? Again, minus 1 0, minus 1 0. This one is minus 1 and minus 1 and 0, right? This one will be okay. Minus 4 0, minus 4 0. Oh, sorry, 4 0. Alright, 4 0. 1 2 3 4, somewhere there, right? So if you connect all the points, the graph will be like this. It is called a graph of parabola. It is called a parabola. Alright, so see here, at 2 points this graph of polynomial cuts the x-axis at 2 points, right? So that means you will not get any other points on which this x-axis will be cut. Alright, so we will have only 2 points, not more than 2 points. This particular point, it is minus 1 0 and plus 4 0 plus 4 0. What? This parabola intersects this parabola, or this graph of this parabola in polynomial intersects the x-axis, right? And this point that is minus 1 and 4 will be called the zero of this polynomial, zero of this polynomial. We can conclude with one thing, that a quadratic polynomial cannot have more than 2 zeros, or it cannot have more than 2 points on which the x-axis will be cut by the graph of the polynomial. All right, So this is it. This is how similarly we can show for cubic equations, cubic polynomial. In case of cubic polynomial, graphs will be like this. All right. In case of cubic polynomial, the graph of the polynomial will cut the x-axis at 3 points, not more than 3 points. All right. So in case of polynomials whose degrees is 4, 5, suppose 4, in case of this kind of polynomials, the graph of the polynomial will cut at 4 points, where degree is 4, and in that kind of polynomial will cut the polynomial at 4 points, at maximum 4 points. So finally we can conclude with one thing, that a polynomial p of x of degree n, the graph of y equals to p of x, that is any polynomial, intersects the x-axis at most n points. Therefore a polynomial p of x of degree n has at most n degree. At most, the word at most, focus on that word carefully, at most. That means a polynomial of, suppose a quadratic polynomial, we know that the quadratic polynomial is of degree 2, what? 2. So it has how many zeros? It has 2 zeros. It should have 2 zeros. This type of a quadratic polynomial can have at the most to maximum 2 zeros, but it is maximum. There can have also 1 zeros or no zeros too. Suppose like this kind of sums. If the polynomial is like a square, this is a quadratic polynomial, is not it? It is a quadratic polynomial. What will be the zeros? If we put x equals to 1, then only y will be equals to 0. In this kind of questions, then what? We will get only 1 0, right? That means only 1 point. The graph of that kind of polynomial will cut the x-axis, and we will have some such questions, such graphs or such polynomials where there will be no zeros. That means there will no any point where the x-axis will be intersected. Alright, so that means polynomial of degree n can have at most n point, maximum n point, and minimum 0 points. Alright. Suppose a cubic equation can have maximum 3 zeros or minimum 0 zeros, no zeros. That means this is all about today. You guys do the first exercise by yourself. It is all about today's class. If you got any problem on this exercise, then please let me know. Alright. So bye for then. See you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching the video.
সকলো বিষয়ৰ সম্পূৰ্ণ ভিডিও আৰু প্ৰশ্ন উত্তৰ নোটছ আদি পাবৰ বাবে প্লে ষ্টৰৰ পৰা এতিয়াই জ্ঞান পাণ্ডা এপটো ডাউনলোড কৰক।